everyone, and welcome to KINZA 360, a wonderful conference and ed forum for all the wonderful people in the tech world and the performance marketing space. I wanted to do something extra special for you guys today. So we're going to talk about native ads. I'm going to pull the slides in a moment. I just wanted to thank you all for being part of this, such a great conference. And I'm really, really excited to be here. So I hope you're going to enjoy everything I have to show you guys. I think it's fantastic. We'll leave some room for questions at the end, but overall, I know you're going to find a lot of value. All right, let's start. We are going to chat about specific tips on building winning campaigns with native ads, right? So you might have heard a lot about Facebook and YouTube and social media in the last few months. Well, I'm here to tell you native ads is where the content is where the profitability is. And we do a bit of everything. So we also run Facebook and email and social media, GDN, search. But with native ads, the reason we love it so much is it's very consistent, right? And the consistency makes it for a really profitable offer and campaign. So my idea was to share stuff with you guys that other people maybe are hesitant to. So here is a bit about me. I won't read everything out loud. The team is too nice. They make me look better. But yeah, I run an affiliate network. We are an agency as well. So we know quite a bit about traffic. We usually deal with straight sale offers, preferably VSL, which are the video sales letters. But when it comes to traffic sources, we have done a bit of everything. So we do have a bit of expertise as to specific tips you can implement once you are done listening to this. All right, this one might sound not cheesy, but a bit overrated about knowing your goals, right? So it's so important to start with a specific goal in mind because that's going to give you an immediate advantage, right? We hear it so many times of affiliates that are interested in going from Facebook to YouTube or email native ads. And if you're not really sure what you're trying to accomplish, you're going to get stuck. Do you just want to learn native ads? Are you trying to get to that 1K a day in profits or maybe 10K a day in profits? I noticed that a lot of affiliates don't have specific goals or ideas to back them, and making campaigns on the fly can lead to far worse campaigns than the ones that are obviously very well planned and perfectly executed. Your native ad campaign strategy should align with your brand's marketing strategy. That's a very important one. Even if you're not doing this for your brand, but you're doing it for a campaign, you need to really understand the brand, and to understand your goals, you need to understand why are you running this campaign. Maybe it's just for profits, and that's okay too. That's not a problem. But if you know that specifically, you're going to know how much time and energy to invest into the specific campaign, right? Now, very important. Decide what is most important for you and your business and measure them extensively, right? KPIs are so important. Always look at the CTR, the time spent, the page views, the net profit, the conversion rate, the CPL, the engagement, the CPC, the EPCs. I mean, these are very important metrics, and your goal should focus on increasing 1 or 2 at a time. After you increase those, you can move to their goal. Don't try to do everything at once. That rarely works, and you will be left with a convoluted mess. I said this, and it was important for me to really put a lot of the KPIs up here for you because I have seen it all the time. Brilliant affiliates with good offers, good content, they'll come in and try to focus on everything from day one. The EPCs, the conversion rate, the engagement. And instead of picking 1 or 2 parameters, they want everything to be right from day one. And that's impossible, right? So it's more important for you to focus on, I think CPA and EPCs are very important. how much you're getting, how much is the EPC. Those are two metrics that are important, right? But then slowly, as you perform, as you're really good with those, you can add more, right? Beautiful. This is another very important one. What role is native advertising playing in your marketing mix, right? When your goals are properly determined, native advertising can be really fun and can be a valuable tool in your advertising records. It will help your campaigns push both conversions and branding. And what I mean by that, people always say you lose a lot of money with native advertising, right? But think about all the money that you're putting in the brand, because with every $1,000 spent on native advertising, you're going to know better the demographics, you're going to know better what are the placements that work, the type of customers that are interested in your product, even if they don't end up buying, right? You're going to know so much more. Same, even if you're an affiliate, with everything that you spend on a native ads campaign, even if you're not gonna get sales from day one, that is all Wells money spent, because let's pretend you work with MGID, right? So you're gonna invest $1,000, maybe you only have like 3 sales, so you feel like you're in the negative, but think about how much you know about the placement, about the type of customers that clicked. So next time with your next campaign, you're already going to be educated to where you want to place it, right? So going back to native advertising being really important for your brand, you need to set again very simple goals to focus your time on. You can even add a few secondary objectives, how I explained before, but always focus on the first one, right? As I was saying, if you're trying to do everything from day one, it's going to be very tough. All right, so you know your goals, those can be either, okay, I really want to make some money to focus on different type of campaigns, or maybe your goal is this year, this Q4 of 2021, I want to learn native ads. That's a beautiful goal. So in that case, maybe you're not going to care as much about the conversion rate, but to you and the time that you're investing, right? So after you're comfortable with your goals, focus on your audience. I'm going to say this again because it's so important. Focus on your audience. Your audience is probably the most important thing that you need to focus on. These are the people that will buy your service or products. You should do everything in your power to make buying things easier and more efficient, right? And you'll need to target your ideal audience to make the most out of your campaigns. At first, you won't be 100% sure who your ideal audience is, right? But this is why you should start with general targeting and slowly narrow your targeting down. This is very important because it's going to come back to your audience, even if you're the product owner listening to this or the affiliate, because this is going to be your sweet spot to actually starting making money with native ads. So when you start with targeting, you're going to start with a general targeting and slowly come in as you realize, well, most customers like to buy from a mobile phone, not a computer. Or maybe they prefer a specific browser like Chrome over Safari. So with every little bit of information that you gather, you can do this again. And by this, I mean retargeting. After you started with the general targeting, you retarget. Another example, you realize that 57% of the buyers are females, or maybe 80%. So then you're going to target into a more female demographic, or you're going to learn that most of the customers buying are over 25. Again, another beautiful way of you to be specific on your audience, but you're going to start with a general one. And then slowly you will be able to find your specific audience much quicker with every next campaign. So it's money well spent every time you open a campaign, and you're able to learn more about your audience, because getting to know your audience is an important step. The better you understand them, the better you can optimize your campaign to fulfill their needs. This is why a lot of testing and optimizing is required for any advertising campaign, no matter of the niche. All right. Another really important step is for you to choose the right platform for you. Choosing the right platform sounds simple, but it can be far from simple. Your platform determines how you approach and who your audience is. This is why you should research your audience and pick a platform based on them. Before committing to a platform, always consider the platform's demographics and how they compare to your own. For example, Outbrain has a few publications that are also sports related. So if you have a product that's in the sports world, that's going to be an important thing for you to know before choosing your platform, right? So you also need to know what kind of content the platform is known for. Is it a visual platform or is it a text-based platform? Those are very important questions for you to ask yourself before choosing. More visual platforms are usually better for younger users. Get ready to hire some designer to create videos and photos for your campaigns. Older people respond a bit better to the written content on average. Same goes to text-based platforms and copywriters, right? Don't take this as a rule, but as a recommendation. Every platform has a variety of users, and your targeting can make or break your campaign success. If I'm being honest, I added a few networks at the top there for you. We work with all of them. They all have their pluses. For example, MGID is very affordable, but the quality is not as good as Outbrain, right? The quality on Outbrain is always fantastic, but it's very hard with compliance. So if you would ask me which one you should choose, if you're going to start native ads tomorrow, I would say your safest bet is with ref content because the quality is good, but the compliance is not ridiculous. And what I mean by this, once you get an account manager, they might ask you to make changes to the launcher or your content, but they communicate well and you're not going to have that back and forth that you usually have with Taboola and Outbrain. And I know for any of you guys listening in, you know what I mean by the back and forth with Taboola and compliance because it's never ending. But they all have their pluses. But if you're just getting started, I highly recommend ref content because it's just easier and the quality is really good too. Really good. If you just want to get some clicks, start with MGAD because it's cheaper and the even if the quality is not 100%, it's still okay. So, all right, content. I mean, I know you guys expected a bit of content talk, but build your content for your audience. So this is more about audience than content. This is why before I mentioned to you that it's so important to focus on your audience. And same with your content. The content is going to be created not for it to look awesome and be great, but for it to actually be built around your audience. Because every audience is different and all of them respond to different types of content. This is why building and optimizing your content for your audience is a must do. You need to understand your audience and the reason why they need a product like yours, right? The campaign you run should focus on solving their specific problems. The copy, the creative, the CTAs, the landing pages, work all the above mentioned items. They need to work together to take your customer down a buying journey. So even your content should really be focusing on your audience. All right, relate to their problem. Explain the problem of the customer, of course. Explain what needs to be done to fix the problem and slowly introduce your product as a solution. So these 3 items, you could read 5 marketing books and more or less they'll tell you the same thing. When you write good copy, relate to the problem of the audience, explain what needs to be done to fix it, and then slowly introduce your product as the solution. This tried and true technique works every single time. Depending on your audience, your content will need to be visual or textual. Depending on your product or service, some content types will work better than others. Important note, always remember to optimize each of your campaigns for mobile first, as mobile is the biggest traffic source by far, usually for every campaign. So it's a small piece of information I figured you will find useful. Being creative. I mean, a lot of us are technical people, you know, we come from the tech or IT world, but being creative is extremely important. Your native campaigns need to be unique, those creative. Try finding effective approaches that will trigger the customer's curiosity and evoke them to find out more about your product. This is usually done through a combination of unique and high quality creatives and copy. But my advice to you, if you don't have that creative bone in your body, just hire someone for content. It's going to be so much easier because your copy needs to have incredible headlines that bait your prospects into reading the rest of your copy. So the headline is fantastic. Honestly, I think you can use a tool like for headlines. There are specific tools that will give you like good ideas, like the headline analyzer. But the copy itself needs to be interesting and flow nicely. Usually you're referred to as the slippery slope, meaning each sentence flows into the other and keeps the reader interested through the whole copy. If you want to try to write the copy for the ads yourself, I recommend using a few tools like Grammarly, because no matter how great your English is, it can always be better. Same with your native language. Hemingway will help you just make sure the text is readable, right? And there are a bunch of other tools like Pixable that will give you pictures and good content. But overall, my advice, if you're more technical than creative, just hire someone for the copy because they're fantastic people in our industry. And from the creative side, you will need great thumbnails alongside the headlines. I wanted to add this in here for you because so many times we forget, like we focus on the copy and the headline, but the thumbnails they really make a difference and can turn your campaign around. All of your creatives need to be of great quality and look crisp and interesting. If you have video content, make sure the sound is good always, as well as the video quality. And if you don't know how to do all this yourself, again, hire professionals. Go on Fiverr. It's really not expensive. It's always worth the money to have really good creatives. All right. A lot of information. The good part about the conference is that you can come back to the slides later. I wanted to show you how a successful native ads campaign looks like because it's always important to know. This is a skin offer, and the big green numbers with a lot of impressions are good, right? Yes, but no. With native, you certainly have KPI indicators at the top level as shown, but these, however, aren't reflective of the starting point or the ongoing profitability, right? So what you see is only one snippet of a constantly running and logging system that's scooping up data and looking for gaps. And considering the basics, we have Gamma describes a device and geo. Some placements just don't like certain offers. That's how it is, and it's good for you to know. It takes quite a lot of data, but you can determine this. And the snapshots in time are important because you want to consider the trends within them, right? So always look for the information that's not obvious to you. And I really wanted to add a few more of the things that you don't see. And honestly, I could speak about native ads for hours to go, and I'm sure we'll have the opportunity to do that again in the future. But native ads are one of the most profitable ways of advertising in 2021. We have campaigns that do easily over 50K a day, and we have hundreds of them. They differ from regular ads in a couple of ways, but the basic optimization strategies stay mostly the same. So if you want to have winning native ads campaign, you should focus on targeting, audience, and content. But remember, the content and the audience go hand in hand, because you should be writing the content to fit your audience, right? So these three are the pillars of success. The more time you spend optimizing your campaigns, the more revenue you can expect. Remember to have fun, because it's this is not just our jobs. We are in front of the computers all the time. And a few takeaways. I mean, landing page split tests make a big difference to all the basic numbers. Creative split tests. Some creatives will crush some placements, but just suck at others. So it's nothing you can do. That's why you just need to test. Make sure you have the best sources mapped to the best creatives. That's highly important. And you're going to know the specific sources the more you optimize. And I told you, from the first campaigns, maybe you won't make a lot of money, but you're going to learn exactly the right placements, or you're going to learn about the demographics or the age or the country where the users are from. And all that information you can use for your next campaigns until you're profitable. And run 3-4 campaigns at the same time. That's per offer, device, geo, and optimize and prune automatically, because there are so many great automation tools, right? And quality scoring is highly important to filter out non-human, malicious, and low-value clicks. And some days you will still lose money, but in the end, with native ads, it's beautiful, because you can really learn for every, I don't call them mistakes, I think you can learn so much from a specific demographics or placements. And believe me, native ads are the most profitable, and they're beautiful because they're constant, right? So you're not going to get the bans that you get with Facebook traffic, or the high drops of email where you are very successful one day and then no clicks, or lots of clicks and no sales the other. With native ads, it's really about having that consistency, right? And what I love about the native ads also is that you can choose different offers, right? You can have Nutra and Skin and e-com, or money offers, or really anything you want, and it's so easy for them to be spinned. So it's one of those sources that you can try any offer on. And if you're curious, what channels to start with, or how many you should be starting from day one, I'm around for questions. So please, I'm ready. Bring them on. Let me know what questions you have, and I'm honored to listen to you.
Thank you so much, Anna. That was awesome. Unfortunately, Anna will not be able to join us for Q&A. She is busy traveling at the moment, so we cannot connect with her flight. So we won't be able to do that Q&A with Anna today. But if you want to learn more about what Anna has to offer, go and check out MaxWeb. It's an amazing network. She does an amazing job connecting with her affiliates. She actually has a podcast as well that you can go and check out. She's always willing to help. Super nice. She was actually on my podcast as well, talking about affiliate marketing, which was great.